Alrighty, so I got the scope all mounted and I'm out here at the range now, and I just snaked the barrel so it's ready to shoot. And I got 3 rounds loaded up in my short magazine that I modified to fit my Type 81. There's a video about that if you're interested on my channel. The ammo I'm going to be using today is Dominion Arms Ukrainian production hollow point 7.62x39. My experience is this stuff shoots really well. The reason why I'm using it in my Type 81 today is just because I'm too lazy to clean the corrosive tonight, so I'm just going to shoot non-corrosive for this test. Alrighty, I got a target set up downrange, 50 yards. I played around with it a little bit last night, kind of adjusted the scope so it looked like it was pretty close to where the irons are pointing, so I'm definitely expecting to shoot and see bullets on paper. Oh, this is way too long. Now, these Eastern European scopes, they're fairly interesting. They have this rubber eyepiece. A lot of people that see these scopes for the first time always make the misconception that this is hard. It's not. This is all of these European styled scopes, they have these rubber eyepieces, and the idea is that it's to allow the shooter to put their face right up to it and not have any foreign light sneak in between the scope and their eye to obstruct their vision. And it also helps to instantly have the shooter's eye go directly to the proper eye relief, so you're not ever like fishing around with your face trying to find the right eye relief. This thing, you put your face up against it and boom, you got a perfect sight picture. It's really sweet, especially in situations where you are shooting at the sun, which is something Russians would do. So, unfortunately, it's most comfortable to shoot these without safety glasses on because of this rubber eyepiece. If you don't like the rubber eyepiece, you can always take them off. You just slip them off, but they don't look as badass when you take the rubber piece off. The optic I'm using is a POSP, so it's made by a Belarusian factory, and it's a 2.5 to 5 power with a 24mm objective. And the cool thing about this POSP is it is the designated 7.62x39 model, whereas a lot of these Eastern European styled optics are built for the 7.62x54R Russian. This is one of those limited production ones that is for the 7.62x39. So that's kind of cool. I'll do a review on these types of scopes and this scope in particular later on down the road. So keep an eye out for that. There you go, I seem to be in the middle of the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and load this up and hope everything goes according to plan. Okay, that should be empty. These AK mags I modified for the Type 81, they don't hold the action open on the last round, so that's kind of annoying, but what can you do? They're AK mags. So, I can tell already there's bullets on paper, so that's good. What I'm doing here is I'm just inspecting the whole setup to see what's falling apart, if anything. It looks like there's no marks in the powder coating for the optics, so it's the ejected casings are not hitting it, which I kind of figured, because if you look from the top view of this rifle down into the receiver, this scope sits far enough off to the left that the casings, with my prediction, are very easily going to clear the scope. Like they're not going to even pass by close. So that's cool. I had a little tin deflector which I put on a lot of my other Russian guns that bolts to these optics. I had one put aside for this one with the idea that I would use it, but because of this setup I'm not going to have to use it, so that makes me really happy. It looks like The optic has not shifted, so it's clamped down tight, nor has the mount. So that looks good. I'm going to make some adjustments and we'll shoot 100 yards eventually. Here's the first three I shot. Then I made a slight adjustment, but made sure I kept the impact a little high because it's only 50 yards. And yeah, you can see that the second shot that I was concerned about literally just kissed the other hole. So three right there. Not too bad. I guess that's working out to be a 4 MOA group right there. So that's not really good, but I don't know.
Kalinka моя, в саду ягода малинка, малинка.
Alrighty, I'm going to load up 5 rounds now for the groupings. 5-round groupings at 100 yards. There's definitely a few more modifications I plan to do to this gun, and of course I'll videotape all of them. I think the next one coming up will be, for sure, getting rid of this absolutely stupid, horrible wooden grip. I mean, I don't have a problem with the wood, but it just keeps working its way loose. I don't know what it is. It's just that wood, because it's not the screw. The screw is tight still. It's like the wood settles in it. It drives me crazy though. Like, I'll be holding the gun by its pistol grip while reloading, and I feel like I have that sensation that the damn thing's gonna like break off. It bugs me. I think that's 4 rounds. Yep. So I have a Bakelite grip sitting at home, looking for a home. So next project will be modifying the grip plate so I can bolt that to it. And then after that, I think the next mod will be possibly bending this mag release a little more straight to aid in the Spetsnaz style reloads. Those of you that watch my Cabin Fever challenge video of this gun, you probably noticed at one point there I was struggling to to hit this mag out with the other mag because the damn release is bent back too far. And then finally, I think I'll mod. Well, actually, I know I'll mod it. It's a given. I'll change out this wood for my AKM style that I prefer. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so that one hit the scope when it came out somehow. I heard it, and there's a nick in the side of the... Oh. And interestingly enough, the trigger didn't reset. So that's stuck open for some reason. Something might be happening inside the gun's action. I might have to stop here and look at it, look into it. Yeah. Okay. See what's going on here. Alrighty folks, I figured out what went wrong. Luckily nothing's damaged. But what happened, and it makes all perfect sense now, is this little red plate, the little bastard I couldn't drill through, actually had flipped up out of the place it's supposed to be in, and then it got jammed back into the receiver by the action recycling. So that's why the trigger didn't reset once, and then after that one, the last shot I took, it didn't even cycle. So yeah. And I figured out the reason for that is I totally didn't think of it until now, but I bet you the safety is what held this thing in place. Right now is a good time to show you where I got the bolt holes located for my mount. You can see the back one here. It's just behind the edge of the safety thing here. You saw how easy that flipped out, just like that. That's what happened when I shot it. And then the second one got a little tight. It's located between the hammer, the pin that the hammer rides on, and the pin that controls your trigger. So those are the nicks in the scope from the ejected casings. Pretty minor, but still concerning enough. I've changed my mind. Of course, I am gonna put that shell deflector on now. So once I get that mounted, of course, this won't happen anymore. Okay, so I'm back at the range here after making 2 modifications to the gun. One of which being is I pinned that spring down at the back of the receiver using one of the rear mounting bolts for the scope rail. And then the other modification is I added a shell deflector with the hopes that will keep the brass from striking the objective lens here, or the tube of the optic. So I got 2 targets set up downrange at 100 yards, and I'm just going to continue on with what I was doing last time I was out here, and that's fine-tuning the point of aim for this thing and then seeing what type of groups I get. Okay, so here's the results. I shot 3 separate groups here. This one's the initial one, second one up here, and the third one I kind of finalized right around this area. As you can see, the accuracy isn't very good so far. It looks like each group is around 5 MOA, which is really bad. However, there is a chance that this Chinese rifle just doesn't like Ukrainian ammo. In the future, I'll have to definitely try some Norinco ammo and see if it prefers that. There's a good chance it might. As for the scope goes, it seems to be holding up really well. The shell deflector is probably working. I haven't noticed any more nicks in the scope. However, that spring that holds the safety in place is working its way loose again, so I'm going to have to come up with a new solution to fasten that down. Other than that though, looks like the gun is successfully scope mounted. Now I just need to find some ammo it likes.